Your peace is being destroyed because you're too focused on what the next person would think of you when you react and respond to what they're feeding you to do. But see, oftentimes our peace is destroyed because we're giving this control to the next person because we don't want to hurt this next person's feelings. See, oftentimes the way to protect your peace is to put yourself first. It's to put your emotions first. It's to recognize what you're feeling. You're not feeling for no particular reason. But how do you act on your peace and your emotions to even say, I'm doing this for me, rather than thinking what the other person is going to think and to react from what I do? See, there's a process behind protecting your peace. And if you don't know how to protect your peace will always be destroyed. Your peace will always be taken advantage of because you are so nice. You are too nice because you don't know how to set boundaries for yourself. So when you protect your peace, you identify what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what triggers you, what you're willing to put up with, what you're not willing to put up with. See, oftentimes we have to go through the phase of being hurt to recognize what our triggers are. See, when you go through pain, your pain is teaching you why your peace matters. Because I care for a lot of people. I care so much for people, I forget about myself. So essentially, I'm not protecting my peace. My peace is given to the next person because I don't know how to control my emotions. So for the next 25 minutes, I'm going to be speaking about why protecting your peace is so important and how you can start today. Before we dive in on the topic, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like, and share this with a friend that don't know how to protect their peace, that don't know how to understand that their peace matters just as much as anybody else's matter. Make sure you send this to them because it's going to be so impactful that you help them recognize that they are not alone. If you're watching this on all, podcast platforms, make sure you like it and leave a review on what this topic really meant to you and how it stood out for you, because it's so incredible when you learn from other people's experience. Why? Because you recognize what they're going through. You realize and understand I'm not alone. Maybe they were nice and really got taken advantage of. Maybe they was too nice because they didn't know how to stop being nice. That's why it's so important to share this, because multiple people have went through what you're currently going through, and we only can grow when we get around people that has experienced what we're dealing with. Let's go ahead and dive in. Protecting your peace starts with yourself, and it starts with recognizing everything that you have been through. See, when you recognize what you've been through, now you got to really dive deep within the past. But the past is really teaching you more about yourself. Why do you matter? Why should you put yourself first? Why should you stop putting everybody else's needs before your own? That's why it was so important for me to go through my divorce, because I really had to dive deep with my past. My divorce just sparked it. It just sparked it. But as it was being sparked, I didn't know how much I needed to learn. I didn't know how much I needed to go through in order to stop being considered as too nice. Because when you're nice, people see that. People will see that. People will prey on that. People would take so much advantage of your niceness. You're going to be left behind to say, why did it happen to me? When did it happen? How did it happen? It happened because you gave this control to them. I remember my mom growing up here in Little Rock, Arkansas. My mom, she cared for everybody. She cared for everybody. She has a heart of, heart of gold. Heart of gold. I don't know if there's a saying or not. She has a pure heart. That's the better saying. She has a pure heart. And she does for everybody. And she does for everybody. And she always forget herself. Always forget herself. And I remember asking her one time, how come you don't put yourself first? How come you don't come first? And she proceeds to say, I just love helping people. I just love helping people. See, here's the lesson behind that. There's nothing wrong with helping people, because I enjoy helping people as well. But we can only help so much if we haven't put the time and effort into ourselves. And the reason why this is so important because you are pouring from an empty cup. When I asked my ex-wife for a divorce, I was pouring from an empty cup. I didn't know the cup was empty because I kept refilling it with things that wasn't there. Not only did I see my mom be a good person to everybody else, she wasn't a good person to herself. She wasn't a good person to herself. And it really sparked my mind as I got older and began to understand more, like, why? Why did that even take place? Why did she come last? Why? I remember doing a podcast with her, and she said she was so focused on us. She was living for me and my two brothers that she forgot about herself. Everything that she did was to make sure we were straight. Everything that she did, every action that she took was to put us in a better place. Is that bad? Absolutely not. That's not bad. My mama did a phenomenal job raising 3 boys by herself. A phenomenal, amazing job by herself. But you can only do your best when your best is presented within yourself. And it's so confusing to even say, I deserve to put myself first. It is okay that I come first. But oftentimes it's the pain that will spark it to identify that your peace needs to be protected. Your peace needs to be protected. But your peace can't be protected if you don't understand how to protect it. I'm recording.
Are you recording?
Yeah, I'm recording. I just edit this part out.
Oh, shit. You can edit the part out?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Get in the camera.
Hey.
Get in the camera. Come on, yeah, scoot over.
I'm in this one.
Yeah, there you go, scoot down.
What the business is?
Yeah, there you go.
I'm looking.
That's the part I'm gonna post. Don't be shot now. Hey, listen. Don't blame the messenger. But when you protect your peace is being built within yourself because now you're starting to learn who you are as a person. And like I mentioned before, my mom did a fantastic job raising all 3 of us. That's just my twin, my older brother, he ain't here, but she did an amazing job raising us. But she forgot about herself throughout all them years. So how do you actually start to work on yourself when you don't know the process of finding peace? That's the journey that we all have to go through, because when you begin to protect your peace, when you begin to learn who you are, when you begin to develop your awareness, nothing can destroy what you have built over time within yourself. But what's so special is that once you have peace and understand what peace really is, it will never be destroyed. It will never be destroyed. Something has to happen for it to be sparked. Something. I don't know what, but something has to happen for your pain to be sparked, for you to start building towards your peace. Oftentimes it has already happened. When I knew it was time for me to step away from my ex-wife, it was the most difficult thing that I ever thought I could ever imagine. And mind you, I told my ACL. When I told my ACL, that was different too. But my ACL lesson was different from my divorce lesson. What was different? My ACL, I had to learn how to be patient. I can't just start running overnight. I just can't instantly heal. When the muscle has to be built, the what is it called? The surgery, the cuts has to be healed over time. The nerves, I think the nerves gotta be reconnected or something like that. It takes time for that. It really takes time. But I was so in a rush to get done with physical therapy. I just learned how to be patient. But then when my divorce came, this was a different lesson. It was a different lesson because this is something that I never experienced. And by something, I'm actually talking about a heartbreak. My heart was broken. My heart was broken. But I didn't understand my heart being broken was the beginning of me healing and finding peace. Oftentimes we are so afraid to go through the pain because we don't know what the pain is going to bring to us. But what if you go through it? What if you grow through it? What if you identify it and say, instead of saying why me, why not me? What makes you different from everybody, right? But I had to really learn. I only had 2 real relationships. I had one in middle school, but I had high school. I guess just two real relationships. Now, granted, I was talking to women inside of them 2 years, or before I got married, I was doing that. But serious relationships, it was different. It was different. But when I understood that I was asking in divorce for myself, I no longer was taking her feelings in consideration, because my feelings began to grow. My feelings began to begin to understand. I start to understand my feelings. I start to learn who I was. I start to learn about peace. I start to learn about trauma. I start to learn about pain. I start to learn about everything that I had to experience in order to be the person I am today. But if I didn't ask my ex-wife for a divorce, I wouldn't be here today. See, oftentimes we're so stuck in our head because we don't want to hurt the next person's feelings. But what if the next person don't even consider your feelings just as much as you're considering theirs? That's just a thought. What happens when you put yourself first? You become the biggest enemy there is. Why? Because you're no longer putting that person or the situation before your peace. But protecting your peace it is so much more than you can ever expect, because this is the moment that you understand why growth is so important, why your pain is so important. Hey, Tim, you mind closing that door? Thank you. And it's only special the moment, the day, the minute, the second, the hour. I know I said that or that confusing, but that is okay. The point is, the sooner you recognize your pain, the quicker you can start healing and identifying what peace is. But see, when you protect your peace, now it's something about you that's different. There's something about you that's really contagious. Your energy becomes contagious because your peace is more important than anything. You protecting your peace is not just saying, I'm going to do this because it's making me uncomfortable. No, you actually going to start thinking about what triggers you, what makes you unhappy, what makes you happy, what brings you a fulfillment within yourself. Trying to please the next person is where our peace is destroyed. There's a reason behind the success. There's a reason behind the growth. There's a reason why you should protect your peace. Why? Because if you don't protect your peace, why should the next person, the next situation respect what you have going on? See, when you put yourself first, you're not just saying, I don't care about people. You're not saying it at all. Because I still care about people, but I put myself first. Why do I put myself first? Because I understand my peace is very important. I understand that it took time to build the person I am today because of my divorce, because of the pain, because of the trauma, because of my dad wasn't in my life. But it got sparked for me asking for a divorce. Oftentimes we know what we need to do, but we are so afraid to act on it because the end results is not in front of us. I thought I was gonna be alone for the rest of my life. I didn't even want to ask for a divorce because I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to be alone. I was afraid to be alone because I was so used to being in her company. But I didn't know that's what it was until I asked for a divorce. See, oftentimes doing what's hard, doing what's difficult, doing what's hard to think about. I know I said hard twice, so I was trying to think another word, but I couldn't think about it. It builds resiliency within yourself, because on the other side of this pain, this is where your peace is getting protected. Why? Because when you go through one thing, do you want to experience the same thing over? I remember I was younger, I was riding a bike. And like anything, you have to learn and build repetition and confidence to do it longer, to ride the bike and enjoy riding the bike. I mean, one time I was riding, I fell. Riding it, lean too hard to one side and I fell. Boom! It hurt, scraped my knee. I think I put rubbing alcohol peroxide on it, it stung. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's go for a ride again. Get on ride the bike, fall again. Boom! Did it hurt the second time? Of course. I think it hurt worse the second time than the first. I think it actually hurt the second time more than the first. Why? Because I felt the pain before. Now, when I repeated the cycle, it hurt even more. It was even more sting. But then as I continued to ride my bike, I continued to learn and build the confidence within myself. See, oftentimes we haven't built the confidence to understand our emotions because our emotions hasn't been taught to us. Who we are as a person hasn't been brought up because we are not aware of ourselves, our past, and what we have been through. Remember, it's happening for you. Notice I didn't say it's not happening to you. No, it's happening for you in order for you to learn yourself. In order for you to learn how to protect your peace. In order for you to recognize why protecting your peace is so important. If you don't protect your peace, why should anybody else protect it? That should be the question. But I love people. I love people too, but I'm still gonna protect my peace. I'm not mean. I'm not a mean person. I'm not mean. I'm actually pretty nice. I'm actually more than nice, okay? But please don't let this niceness fool you. Please don't let it fool you. Cause then when I mention what triggers me, when you cross my boundaries, now I gotta be mean. You feel me? Now I gotta be mean. But you can't be upset when you embark the tree that was already planted. I'm a nice person, but I know my peace. I know when I'm feeling some type of way. I know when my anxiety about to kick up. I know when I'm about to overthink some situations. Why? Because I'm listening to my gut. I'm listening to my feelings. I'm listening to my emotions. Now when I become mean, now you didn't see it coming. No. You saw it coming. You know what I mean? Like, you saw it coming. Protecting your peace is understanding that you come first, and it's okay to tell the truth. It's okay to put yourself first. It's okay not to put everybody's needs on yours. Because if you continue to help everybody, how do you help yourself? That's the question. You have to help yourself first, and then help others, and then build others. Because what's the purpose of pouring from an empty cup? You can rebuild it and refuel it over time. You know what I mean? Like, if you going through if you're healing and I'm healing, how are we gonna heal each other? Sometimes it takes the other person to heal and to learn what protecting your peace is. Oh, they did that. Like, I ain't really messing with that one. I don't know what it was, but it made me feel some type of way. Do it again. Now you become aware of it. Like, oh, makes sense. Makes sense. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you leave a comment to say how you are protecting your peace. How are you protecting your peace from letting people destroy what you are building within yourself? As you are learning how to protect your peace, do not be afraid to tell the truth of how you feel. The truth is you listening to your emotions, to your inner thoughts, to your inner feelings. Because your feelings speak more volume than you think when you actually understand why they just was presented at that time. You protecting your peace help you grow. You protecting your peace help you communicate. You protecting your peace is something that will help you later on in life to be whole. To be whole. But you can only be whole when you understand how to protect your peace. How to protect what you're building. How to protect everything that you have established within yourself. You have the control, but you have to believe the control is in your hands.